Hello and welcome, everybody. We have the NAU patch notes from January 8th. I'm Raiju. Let's get right into it. So we have the Seraph Rabam skills. So at level 56, she gets Horizon Cleave as the one option, which is a super armor skill with 3,200% on the first attack, 10,000 on the second with a crit hit rate of 50. The bound is PvE only with a down attack and 33% damage applied in PvP. Or you can use the Horizon Whirl, which is also Shift X, with 5,200 and 6,000%, 20% crit hit rate, recover HP, and a forward guard, again, PvE bound, 30%. Or if you happen to be in either your Sakura or your Purga mode, you will have a different variation again. So you have 5,200 and 6,000 with the 20% and 100 HP forward guard in the Sakura form. And the super armor form will be active during the Purga with 14,500% damage and 30% damage in PvP. Again, a PvE bound. On 57, you have a choice between Impelling Crush, Shift Z. You recover stamina on hit, maximum 10 targets. Critical hit rate of 50 and 5,000% pretty much. It is a super armor at the start of the skill with a all damage reduction minus 25 for 10 seconds on hit. That is a bit more than I get. And a knockback, not too crazy on the CC, but I mean, hey, it's a CC. Then you have the Ludicium on Shift Z, which will then have the variations afterwards again. So the Ludicium is Shift Z with a forward guard, 13,500%, 100% crit hit rate, PvE bound, a down attack, and 30% damage in PvP with a forward guard. And then we have the two variations for the Sakura and Purga again. The Sakura using the higher damage one here, 13,589, PvE bound, forward guard with 30% damage in PvP only. And if you have the other one, you're going to do the 5,000 and 14,300, 100% crit hit rate with super armor, invincibility, super armor, and a PvE knockback and knockdown on the respective two attacks, 30% damage in PvP. Finally, at 58, we have the combo Wrenching Impale. Hold LMB after Impelling Thrust, or Sakura Impelling Thrust, WLMB to perform Impelling Thrust while in Purgatum, and hold LMB for Impelling Thrust while in Purgatum. 7,500% damage, super armor during the skill, 100 bleeding damage every 3 seconds for 9 seconds on hit, and 34% damage in PvP only applied. Then we have the other version, Focus Crossing Slash. Preceding combo is the Crushing Descent 3 or the Crossing Slash 3. This is a passive hold Q to charge your Crossing Slash or Sakura Crossing Slash. Can now be charged, increases attack area when fully charged, plus 25% damage when fully charged, forward guard during the skill, and instantly fully charged if struck while charging. And it no longer applies knockdown on hits. So that is a significant change. Then we have the Oblique Rising Slash, has gained a all damage reduction of plus 20 during the skill. Vanguard Chase, they've improved the comboing smoothly into other skills from lateral to forward use. On the Purga Unveiled Enmity, they removed the animation cancel that increased activation speed when comboed from certain skills. This skill now always activates at a consistent speed. They also improved to combo smoothly from any Purga skills, changed the defensive effect from super armor to forward guard during the skill and super armor during the skill. Just straight up for super armor during the skill. They also removed the damage reduction increase when using the skill. Purga's Seething Hatred and Raining Curses, they added a damage reduction increase when using the skill, so it's removed off one and added to two others. Purga's Seething Hatred, they also changed the defensive effect from super armor going into forward guard into just straight up super armor again. Purga's Spreading Violence has been changed to activate independently. And on the Flow Impelling Slash, Shoulder Smite, Combo Crushing Descent, and Bonebreaker, they added a new visual effect to indicate skill use. Then we have some regular changes. Deadeye Max Pain, they fixed an issue with a skill to the left, where using the skill to the left twice consecutively would recover stamina for a certain period of time. And again, on Seraph, Oblique Rising Slash, they fixed an issue with the activation speed would slow down at higher skill levels. Then we have a small note that the Olvia Academy and Red Battlefield improvements will be pushed back to January 21st in Korea, or 22nd for us. It is a unfortunate thing. Then we have the guild boss improvements, the hated and anticipated at the same time. So the all guild bosses have now been changed to be conducted in the guild exclusive expedition region, effectively like the Khan realm. You can enter and exit the realms via the guild boss subjugation tab in your guild window, usually the last tab. And when a guild master or authorized guild member enters, it will then make it available to be entered by all other members. This is a small little caveat though. Apprentices will no longer be able to participate in guild bosses. Thankfully, the apprenticeship is not, I think it's 1 week now. So if you join a guild, you will have to wait for the next week's cycle generally. And war heroes also cannot enter the region. There are some other entry restrictions. You cannot enter while being in forced PvP mode, or if you have just attacked or killed another player. If your karma is below 0 or you are a villain, entry is still allowed, however. You also cannot enter during a duel while mounted, or if your character is not idle, or if you are in the Olvia realm. They've also added 2 new guild bosses, Org and Mugulis. For that, the Ancient Paturum has been removed. Org is the Orc boss. He is going to be to the left of Glitch Swamp, so past the current city of Glitch, so Mutster is a little bit to the right. You have to travel past Glitch to Org. And Mogulis, which is north of Omar, or northwest of Omar Lava Cave, effectively on top of or east of Stonetail Horse Ranch, pretty much the racetrack. They've also adjusted the HP of Ferret and Giant Mutster as follows. So in the extra large, you have HP reduced by 10%, large 15, medium 18, and small 22, effectively allowing guilds to adjust. The sizes here mentioned is probably the level 3, 2, 1, and base 0. They also changed the item drop rates for defeating the following guild bosses. So knowledge gain chance has been doubled compared to before. The drop rates have also been increased by 2 to 3 times for the Rebellious Black Spirit, Awakened Crystal, and Voltara Spirit Crystal. And the drop rates in general have been increased according to the difficulty level. So overall, you definitely wouldn't be running level 3, even if it's going to take you a little bit longer to whittle that boss down. The other reason we're going to get into that is right with the rewards. So in the case of Khan, we have some increase across a few things. Corals and such are remaining the same. The Resplendent Lightstone of Flora is being given out twice. The coral pieces are also increasing a little bit. That's a nice little amount. They generally do so well. Same for the Tidal Blackstones. There is a little note. The Tidal Blackstones gold bars 100G and 10G. Khan's Tenet and Khan's Scale will scale with the difficulty. And they also added some concentrated magical black gems to the drop. Overall, we're looking at the 1000G gold bars, 6 to 7. That is 3 bill or 3.5 bill for all bosses in total. Then we have another 1.5 bill generally added from the 100G gold bars if you go for the hardest difficulty. So you should be looking at around 4.5 to 5 bill every week. Then, as mentioned, we have Ferret, Giant Mutster, Org, and Mogulis sharing the same table again. So overall, we have the crystals still being present. We have the increase of the Resplendent Lightstones of Fire and Earth being given out double for each boss. Then we also have the same gold bars at 6 to 7 for the 1kg, and 100G still being in that 15 to 30 range, and the 20 to 50 on the 10G. Again, this is going to be adjusted according to your difficulty level. Also, the advice of Valks have increased a bit from the usual, where do we have it? 30, 40, 50, going from 50 to 100. That is a nice little bonus as well, even though it's RNG. Then they, as mentioned, they also removed the Boss Subjugation Watcher of Mirrormock Ruins guild quest. They also removed the Ancient Contract for the Mirrormock Watcher item. A replacement item that can be exchanged for guild funds will be distributed on January 15th. And they made changes so that defeating the following guild bosses now guarantees knowledge. This is for Khan, Giant Mutster, Ferret, Org, and Mogulis. With these rewards, your bosses will have also been reset, so you should be able to do these before the weekly reset on Monday. Then another big thing is the Family Fame Fund is finally being adjusted. So overall, they've adjusted it following the increase in the fund. Adventurers who claimed their Family Fame Fund after the Global Lab update posted on January 2nd will receive the additional amount based on the updated rate from during the January 15th maintenance. Wait, that is a bit weird. Oh, wait. Okay, so we'll get extra money on January 15th. Overall, looking at this real quick, The old maximum used to be 12.6 at 6,000. If we go for the same point on the same scale, it is 37 million per day instead of 12.6, and this scales upward. It does taper off near the end. The end, however, in the case of the Comet Fame, is fairly difficult to reach. I mean, I am currently at almost max characters, and I am at 11,728. So I will be actually around this range, 61 mil a day. Overall, the points per character level have no change. Double points from 56 and quintuple from 60. For Life Fame, the last cap used to be 901 at 2.7 mil. Going for the same amount, 901 is now 10 mil, and it does scale up. If you have a few Guru skills, I have got 4 skills still on Master. I am at 2,800. That is somewhat achievable in probably 2 to 3 years. So we should be looking at 28 mil roughly. That is a nice little chunk of change, and I can still kind of double it, not quite. And then we have the Special Fame, which is a little bit more difficult to get. Special Fame used to cap out at 1,501, which I recently achieved at 2.7 mil. Now that will get me 2,501, 31 mil. Not much room to grow upwards, but then again, the overall points are difficult to get. It is effectively 1/10 of your total knowledge entries plus your total contribution points. This has also not been changed. Also, there's a change to the Max Family Fame Silver that can be obtained via the Black Spirit Safe from 1 billion to 10 billion. Then we have the Primordial Blackstone Failstacks coming in. So Primordial Blackstones will be exchangeable from 25 to 170 for stacks ranging from 110 to 200. The 200 stack is definitely worth it at the current prices, or at least the ones from yesterday. This can be a good option to take and build from a 200 stack instead of a lower one, saving you quite a bit in the hunger department. Due to this, they also updated the item descriptions for Blackstone's Crystallized Despair and Primordial Blackstones. They also added a craftable version of the Karlstein outfit for Seraph finally. Then we have Black Shrine. They've adjusted the HP and AP of bosses Calamity 8 to 10. Stangoon has lost 15% HP and 10% AP. Gumio has lost 10% HP and 5% AP. And Bamboo Legion, Apex Changui, and Golden Picking have all lost 5 AP. Oh, well, 5% AP. NPC background and sound. The Elonian priest, Ray Beyonce from Casta Farm, has been moved to the church within Olvia Academy. Then we have the other big update, the Krogdalo Sanctuary. I actually have not been able to check if the donkey is placeable, but effectively they've improved the sanctuary to allow up to 5 horses, regardless of type. The sanctuary UI has also been changed to allow a quick storage and retrieval using number keys, which can be seen here. It's also been improved so you can now use the Maid and Butler to move the Sanctuary into your inventory, even if another character has the horse taken out. The distance of the character to the horse is still relevant. You need the Calling Horn for unlimited distance, Trainer Flute for 500 meters, and default 150. So overall, just check in your horse and you should always be fine. With the additional feature of the Krogdalo Sanctuary, trade items and treasure items will no longer be storable on horse mount inventories. This is a bit of a letdown. However, you can still use wagons, miniature elephants, and donkeys as before. And to minimize the inconvenience for those who relied on horses, they've reduced the transport costs on the trade wagons. So overall, here we can see the trade wagons have been adjusted to 1/10 of the price, and the weight has been increased. So the storage transport weight limit of plus 1,500 LT of the Blessing and Count Sylvia has also remained unchanged. They've also improved that you can now discard fish of the selected grade or lower even during manual fishing. This will work the same as with auto fishing, and items other than fish are obtained regardless of grade. And then we're already in the modifications and changes. Overall, there's some idle animation fixes for Mystic on the Sapphire Storm Armored Squall, which can be registered in the central market. Seraph, they fixed an issue on the Shroud Knight. They also fixed certain Pearl Life costumes yielding a different Ancient Spirit Crystal. They fixed the incorrect prerequisite quest descriptions for the final Duel of the Undying quests. They fixed some unavailable event quests appearing in Amity conditions when chatting with Santo Mansi, Creo, and Bahar. They also changed the Hakinsa Sanctuary under attack quest cutscene, so the combat section is no longer included when skipping. They fixed unnatural movements of the Black Crystal during the Serendia Was Left Behind quest. They fixed awkward NPC names in Villandir. They also fixed the Crow's trade voucher not displaying the cooldown timer on its icon. They fixed some gathering resources disappearing at the Wolf's Hill node. Changed the extraction message for upgraded alchemy stones to display correctly. Then we have some more quest fixes. Relaxed Body, Relaxed Mind quest not being completed if you already had the knowledge in Duvenkroon Hot Springs. They also changed the item descriptions for the Old Moon Camping Shop contract and Naftar Camping Shop to show accurate purchasable items. Seraph, a Memento Mori outfit, displaying unnaturally when with Blood Countess. They fixed the horse list from the horse market and breeding appearing in each other's menus. Fixed awkward arm appearances when wearing Blood Countess armor with gloves from other outfits. Fixed dye parts for the Laura Zeka armor on Seraph. Fixed the issue where the central market could not be accessed and the message failed to load information from central market would appear. Do check out. If it still happens to you, do post about it or send a ticket. They are working on that. They fixed another adventurer's ghost stopping just before the goal during snowboard replay. Fixed excessive camera shaking when the camera touched terrain in the recorder's POV. Fixed the only production node displaying when the node manager threw a node manager in Godu Village or Nopse Biot County. They also fixed an issue where message about Tuvala gear converting to normal gear would appear during forced graduation. They also fixed the bottom of the emoji list displaying awkwardly when more than 70 emojis have been obtained. Fixed overlapping UI on the view details in the Merv palette. Fixed certain terrain near Auto Farm where movement was restricted. Then on Sage, they fixed an issue wearing the Spotlight outfit, Iconic. Changed the skill key description in the mount skill list to now use ellipses when displaying over 2 lines. And they fixed some issues with truncated names again, and an issue where the guide text and button overlapped on the mount skill change window. Going into events, we have the upgraded guild missions happening from now until January 22nd. So you can accept special guild missions currently. These are the big ones again, going from 5k up to 20k, or the 60c monsters, effectively giving you extra guild funds, extra guild essence of... No, the guild essence of Fury should be the same, I think. Then we have some... We do have more juices, guild XP, and the guild boss summon scroll still. This does seem to be a piece again, so you do need to run it multiple times. Same thing for Khan. Then they also have the same thing for fishing being increased, or life skills, but not as much as the combat ones. However, during the event, we also have the cooldown reduction from 4 hours to 60 minutes for all the buffs, which is the Experience Grind Moneymaker Call to Battle being 25 down to 5, Sweet Luck being from 200 to 60, and considering the bigger ones, we have the State of Perseverance Complete Perforation going from 300 to 60, Guru's Touch Blessing of Fortuna State of Nothingness going from 2000 to 60, and Command to Gather also going down to 60. Then we have the second event, the Year of the Red Horse Login Special. Nothing too crazy, you don't need to do too much, just log in. However, we start with Day 1, a 7-day value pack, then a Blessing of Camisylvia, Secret Book of Old Moon, Enhancement Help Kits again, some cosplay boxes, and the bigger thing that most people are going to be interested in is the crons going from Day 15 onwards. We're looking at 5,000 crons in total over the, 5 days, and 2 Transcendent Hammer boxes again. The Transcendent Hammer boxes can be opened for the Jay's Hammer of Loyalty, but I would definitely recommend trying to go for the Primordial or the Ancient Hammer if you still have Karazods or Sovereigns. These are your best bang for your buck. Sure, you could use them for Black Star, but I really would not use them for Black Star anymore. Try to save up the hammer to get these other upgrades, because the Black Star will be the cheaper option. The cosplay accessory selection box has the Rudolph headband, Grandpa Kron hat, Snowman hat, Devil Horn headband, Fox mask, Deep Bamboo hat, Cupid's balloon, the 3 balloons. Then the second one has the Balloon headband, Cupid's halo, Cupid's candy, Sweet Cone hat, Jack-o'-lantern mask, Pirate bandana, and the Cherry Blossom coronet. And with that, we're already on the Pro Shop update. Nothing too crazy overall. We have some January Adventure Support Pack for 55% off, effectively premium outfit, and a Choose Your Resplendent Journey box, some extra goodies, nothing too crazy. Then we have another one, Premium Enhancement Support Pack, 60% off for 6 premium outfits, a 200 stack, and some hungers. If that's your thing, get it. Otherwise, I'd probably skip. Then we have 55% off for another 6 outfits and just a coupon. Triple Premium Pack, 3 outfits, coupon, 50% off. Double premium pack. This one might be interested if you still are looking to, well, kit out your Seraph or another class that has the Cabellius Divinus, Cabellius Glorious Shudad, or the Shudad Black Premium outfit box for 35% off. There is a Quadra Maids, 40% off, but yeah. Then we have the 1+1s for January. Effectively, you get one premium outfit, you get a second one for free. Same thing for a classic outfit. Same thing for a Transcendent Premium Enhancement box, effectively a Gamba box for 10,200 pearls. I mean, some people really like their Gamba boxes. I'd personally skip them. Same thing for the Ultimate Premium Enhancement box. Then we also have the Choose Your Resplendent Journey box being doubled up for 1,026 pearls. 15-day value pack for 750. That is definitely a nice one. I mean, effectively, it's a 50% off. Then we have the Seraph Cabellius Divinus and Cabellius outfit being released. Seraph Glorious Shudad and the Shudad Black. And the Seraph Karlstein. But remember, you can make the Karlstein yourself. You just got to do a little bit of quest and a bit of grind, and you should be able to get that. And with that, we're done. I wish you the absolute best of luck on your tappies. You should also have gotten 5,000 crowns today if you've been logging in digitally. Okay, screw it. If you've just been logging in, you should have gotten 5,000. So I wish you the absolute best of luck on your taps.